So 3 days ago, I got injured.
You good?
It was a scary moment because it took me back to 2015 when I tore my meniscus and had to have surgery. I'm in the best shape of my life right now and I've been working on putting on lean muscle for these last few months. So what am I gonna do now? How am I gonna continue while being injured, and what can you do to prevent this? Let's get into it today. Now the way this happened is actually pretty ironic because I was recording an Instagram reel on how to warm up properly and how many warm-up sets to do before your working set in order to not get injured. Like literally this is what I was doing. But I thought I had 100 kgs on the bar, but apparently I already had 120 kgs on his front squat, and so I should have done 1 or even 2 more warm-up sets, which I normally do. I just really miscalculated the amount of weight. I don't know how that happens, it never does. And so just went down with the bar, felt this sharp pain in my quad.
Als je zwaar wil squatten.
Fuck.
You good?
Snapped. And then afterwards really couldn't bend my leg even a little bit. And so the next day I was already feeling a little bit better, could bend it a little bit more. So I realized that it's not as bad as I thought, which is good, but still this can take a very long time to heal. So by now I can walk slowly again, but I cannot do things like walking upstairs because then I feel this sharp pain burning again. So after a couple days rest, I'm headed to the gym now because it is important to stay active, even if I can do everything that I would like to do. So maybe not, but called in some help troops, gonna pick someone up to get me through this. Accountability is always the best. What's up, my man?
Good to see you, bro.
Good to see you. First of all, tell them the news.
We're having another baby. Number 2 is on the way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, after we train, I got a little...
Train, nice.
I got a lesson with the coach over there. Fix up my game. You gotta start playing.
I know. It was my New Year resolution. No joke. To play with some other Dutch guys here. I was like, I'm gonna start in the new year, and then he's gonna start lifting. So we kind of made this promise, and now I'm like, shit. With the leg, I can't play. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but need plenty of legs with Padel, I think.
Yeah, it's probably better to have your leg. There's a lot of, I play with a lot of Dutch guys here that are real good.
Yeah, like in Spain, everybody plays Padel, so I just kind of like have to commit to this now.
And your height will be an advantage.
2 goals here: learn Padel and learn Spanish. I gotta still learn Spanish. So my goal is to start before the end of the year. I've waited until I think I'm gonna start on December 30th. I'm gonna have my first lesson.
You have like 1 week.
This is me. This is how I work. This is how my mind works. I'm gonna make it happen. So we're training at Oxygen today. Is this your favorite gym?
I think it's my favorite gym in the world right now. It's just a good collection of like outdoor training, indoor training. They got really good machines. I like it.
I agree. It's about a 30-minute drive from where I live. And in summer, the drive takes a lot longer because of traffic. So then I haven't been there so much, but now in winter, the best. So workout of the day is the club training jacket in gray together with the club training pants in black. Obviously there is a set combo, but I thought this color combo was kind of cool when I have the gray under here as well. Right, this is the base tee. It's been one of my favorites lately. Really tight around the arms. Nice and breathable. And these pants are not for everybody. I feel like some people like to wear them this way, where it's like tight in the bottom. But I think it's kind of fashionable to wear them like this, you know, have the wide fit. Especially if you have the right shoes to match with it. That's what we're rocking. So they have a bunch of different areas here, indoor and outdoors. Back there is like High Rocks and CrossFit. Here we have the outdoor gym, which is where we mostly train. All the paddle courts back there, which David is gonna do after. And everything here is like from Gym 80, which is a really nice machine brand. How does it feel?
Feels good. We haven't done this one before.
This one feels pretty interesting, yeah?
It's almost a little bit of an incline, even though it's flat. Like the movement is up. I like it.
It's nice because it's converging, so the hands go in, which is really the best for training chest. So when you have one of those machines, always do them. Workout today is gonna be full body with only one leg.
Left leg, full body.
Look into these eyes, we ain't never fear. We some real outcasts, we a nightmare. This a hard knock life, we the club fight. Get your mind right, watch us when we take flight. Let them know we dangerous, let them know we dangerous. Look at how we dangerous, let them know we dangerous. Let them know we dangerous, let them know we dangerous. Look at how we dangerous, let them know we dangerous. Danger, 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 danger. Let them know we dangerous. Danger, 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 danger.
because I cannot train this leg right now, there is something I can do to minimize strength loss. And this is a very interesting fact. There have been studies done on this when you have an arm with a cast, is what you call it, right?
Yeah.
When they don't train for like 3 to 4 weeks, how much muscle and strength they lose, which is typically 15 to 25%. If you don't train the other arm, right, the other side. But if you do a unilateral training, so you train the other side, this loss is only minus 2% on many studies, or even an increase of only a couple percent, right? But that means that you can maintain your gains by training the other limb. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then on a pendulum squat, this is the only one they have outside. Like, I would prefer leg press, but let's see if we can make this happen. Sort of like a pistol squat.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it feels like.
That burned though.
It's not bad.
It's heavy. You want to give it a try?
Yeah, it's not bad. the aftermath. Oh, I don't know how my paddle lesson is gonna go after this. I'll be falling over.
So many people say you don't lose muscle that fast if you don't train for a while, but in fact you do. You lose muscle very quickly, as strength do. So I don't want to like scare you with that, but just saying, if 3 weeks of not training one arm can lead to 25% muscle and strength loss, that is a lot in only 3 weeks, right? But there's also a lot you can do about it. So simply training the other side, it's not very difficult, and you don't have to even do that many sets to maintain your muscle, but you have to get it done. So you have to get your ass in the gym and do something. Now, if both of your legs are injured, my advice is, you're fucked. I'm sorry. Gains, bro.
Workout complete.
That's what he always says.
You gotta say
After the workout,
it. It
yeah.
increases the anabolic processes a little bit, 50%.
The anabolic processes, whatever that means. Yeah, that's what it does. So you had an injury not too long ago, lower back, right? Like surgery and everything.
Where at first I just started feeling something funny down my left leg, and I've always had lower back like pain, and then it got to the point my left calf was like terminally like contracted and in pain. It ruptured and it pressured my left sciatic nerve, and then I lost feeling in my foot and my leg and all strength in my leg.
Damn.
And I couldn't even walk for a couple weeks. So I had to go in and do a micro discectomy. They actually go in and trim the little part of the 10 millimeters of the disc that was sticking out. So now it's better. I still can't feel my foot.
So how did it mentally feel like not being able to train and like seeing maybe some
I lost
loss in gains?
I lost like 20 pounds, 8 kg or something like that. It was really tough at first, but after a few weeks I had to like reframe it in my head that like, hey, it's gonna be nice to kind of be able to just like sit at home, relax for a month or two, because otherwise I was just torturing myself every day. So I had to use it as like a,
You got to reframe it for yourself. Yeah.
I had to give myself permission to kind of take a break, and I've gained back some of the, maybe half of the muscle I lost, I'd say.
I agree with that. Like, you got to mentally accept it at some stage.
Yeah,
and
I think,
see what you can do about it and what you cannot do about it, and then at some point accept what you cannot change, right?
yeah, I like to look at it as like, I guess it's hard. Sometimes we don't accept reality, and then that's when things get really messed up on our head, and you're like resent your current reality, and you can't do that. You kind of have to accept it and be like, all right, well, like my biggest fear now is that the disc is so compressed that I'm gonna have to get like a fusion or a disc replacement in the future, but I just have to like, you have to accept reality, deal with it, do the best you can do.
Yeah, so that's what we did today. Good workout, bro.
Good workout, man.
Welkom in Holland.
So we went back to Nijmegen, the Netherlands, where I grew up, to head home for Christmas. And it was freezing out there. So we spent time with family, with friends, and I also saw my nephew again. So it was an amazing time. And I also made sure to keep hitting the gym. So I did full body twice a week, where I still focused on training my left leg to make sure I maintain those gains.
Let's just run.
By now we're in Valencia, biking to the gym. We have a special guest, Stan Man.
What's up?
He is in Valencia here with his girlfriend for 6 months. So we had to do this, we had to visit and spend the new year together.
Yeah.
But first we gotta do something else. What's that?
You got a lift in, the last lift of the year.
Now I guess in a sense it's kind of a sad ending of the year, or a sad beginning of the new year, going into it being injured, because I always love to set goals for myself. The beginning of the year, it's kind of like this special moment. I know it doesn't necessarily matter. You can start to set goals at any time of your life in any single month, but there is something magical about the number changing, in my opinion. And so I usually like to set goals. What I did last year was the High Rocks, the half marathon, and then I'm really starting the year off by being super excited. And I set these goals in different parts of my life, but usually fitness is one big aspect of that, right? So the year before that, it was like learning a handstand, or before that, it was a muscle up. And this is how I keep kind of chasing goals and keep it fun for myself. So now that I'm injured, I actually am not setting any goals at this particular moment, because I simply don't know how long this is going to take. So if I were to set a goal right now, such as running a marathon, which is something that originally was my plan, then maybe I'm going to be very disappointed if I don't recover in time, right? And these things are really out of my control. So I want to focus on the things that I can control, which is simply getting better now, and also using this time to focus on other goals in my life. And sometimes that is good, to not just focus on fitness, but also put that energy into something else for the time being, and then just keep fitness steady. And for me, that means spending more time writing my new book, which is one of my biggest goals this year. Now, workout complete, and it is time to party. Happy New Year. There's one thing I really hate, it is cutting chicken. I don't know why, I hate cutting chicken breast. And here in Spain, they don't actually have the pre-cut ones in a lot of grocery stores, and obviously not if you get it at the butcher. However, I found a hack for this. I call it a chicken knife. I don't know if it's meant to do chicken, but it's like a special cooking knife. And you just cut the chicken like this in the pan. It saves dishes, because you always have to wash the cutting board with your hands. And so I prefer this a lot. So I'm finally back home, and that means back on the grind. Cooking my own meals again, which is great. Now, one mistake I used to make back in the day when I would be injured is that I would start to eat a lot of food. Now, obviously during Christmas I did, we all did, and that's fine. But like being in a caloric surplus, I thought that was the key to maintaining my gains. But when we actually look at the studies, there is no benefit of being in a caloric surplus over simply having your calories at maintenance. And the same thing goes for being in a slight caloric deficit. That doesn't actually hurt your recovery, right? Make it slower. I do think that a deep caloric deficit definitely does, because also it'll lead to you losing muscle mass. So just not a smart idea, because you're already prone to losing muscle when you're injured. So my advice would always just be stay at maintenance. So that's what I'm doing these next few weeks. One important thing to focus on in your diet when you're injured is anti-inflammatory foods. And so I'm having chicken as my protein source now, but later on in the day I'll have salmon, because it's high in EPAs. And so omega-3 is obviously a supplement that you can use to get your EPAs in and your DHA, because you want to have those around 1.5 to 2.5 grams a day. That is a lot. So I'm having multiple of these with every single meal. Another good source, anti-inflammatory, is extra virgin olive oil. You can just sprinkle this on most foods, on salads and everything, and walnuts, all right? Very good. Then we have some berries that are very special, such as blueberries and also cherries. I'm gonna get those later, because studies show that blueberries and cherries actually lower inflammation marks in athletes. Now for veggies, you just saw me make mushrooms, which lower oxidative stress, and some other good veggies to include are greens such as spinach, broccoli, and kale. Those are really the best in terms of antioxidants, and also your vitamins and minerals. You want to get those in. So those are the things I'm doing, and there's also a couple things that I'm not doing, which mainly has to do with limiting ultra processed food, fast food, but also foods high in sugar from the grocery store. You know, when you go to these fast food chains, it's all cooked in seed oils, which is not necessarily the devil in, you know, moderation. However, when you're injured, you want to limit that omega-6 intake, because that can also lead to higher inflammation. And next to that, limiting alcohol, because it does the same thing, and it also slows down muscle recovery. So those are the main things that I'm doing right now. Let's see how it goes in a couple of weeks. It's looking pretty damn good. If it's really not improving in like 6 weeks, I've been researching quite a bit about peptides. However, they're really the last resort, so let's see how it goes. Really hasn't been enough studies done on it. Long term, we actually don't know, and then a lot of people will get it at, you know, in the black market, and then you're really not sure what's actually in it. So that's super dangerous. So I would actually advise you to be cautious of that. There are, however, like clinics also here in Marbella that do this stuff, so could do it with a doctor. But first, let's just see if I can recover by myself. So far, it's going pretty well, so I think we're on the right track. But if anyone has any experience with recovery, make sure to leave a comment. I want to wish you guys a happy new year, man. All the best for 2026, and please let me know what you want to see on this channel this year, because I'm really excited to be back on YouTube. Much love, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.